Hello, my name is Mark Kavanaugh and I am a member of Scott's Bass Lessons. So I've been getting Scott and Ian's videos all along and learning great stuff, and then they sent out a video called "Why Do Headless Basses Suck?" I had to respond. It's almost exclusively what I use. So this is to you, Scott. This is to you, Ian. I'm going to tell you a little bit about why headless basses don't suck. Well, first of all, Ian showed off his original L2 bass, which is an awesome instrument way back in the day. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't even really know what Steinberger was. I bought a bass. It was malfunctioning. I sent it back, and in lieu of getting cash back, they said I could pick from their inventory, and they had a Steinberger. I had heard about them, and I got that bass. This is 30 some odd years ago. The bass is still active, but that Steinberger is this one. This is the XP2 bass, which you'll notice that it has kind of a triangle body, and of course no head, and it came in, and this has a graphite neck, and it has an ash body, so it's a bolt-on neck. It wasn't the one piece of graphite that you get from the L2. And much to my surprise, these are not frets, these are painted on. It ended up being fretless. So this is a fretless bass. Loved this bass. They didn't know how to play a fretless. They sent it to me. This was my go-to bass for over 30 years. Just very recently that I retired this bass. Still sounds great, still goes. You can see it's well worn. This has had hundreds of gigs. I even wore out the Steinberger name on here, but this is the genuine XP2 bass. Wonderful instrument. The next one that I bought was tracking the latest things that are going on with Ned Steinberger. I'm from Maine, and that is where Ned Steinberger lives. So I haven't met him. He hasn't come to any of my gigs yet, but hopefully he'll hear about this. And I decided that my next bass was going to be one of his new basses. Now, at Ned Steinberger started a company called Think NS, and they mostly did violins, cellos, and whatnot based on his new designs, and then they came out with some additional basses, some electric basses. So, sticking to the fretless theme, I bought a Next NXT-A 4-string NS design bass. So this is the NS design bass. Again, get the headless component. You see NS right up there. This is a fretless bass, 2 active pickups. Really cool thing about this is no battery, even though they're active pickups. It has a capacitor, so you plug this thing in for about 60 seconds and you're good for the longest gig you'll ever have. It's also part of the Radius series where the basses are curved like this. I call it my midlife bass. My belly can fit right into that alcove right there. Feels very comfortable. I went with no lines because I got well enough at this that I could play this without having to rely on lines. That was, again, a transition. So there's this bass, beautiful bass. These are the new basses that Ned Steinberger is creating. And went out and bought another one. That's a 5-string fretted version. This is absolutely pristine. This has not been, I just pulled it out of the case. I've had it now for a little while. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this one, but this is a 5-string fretted version of that same bass. Nice regular 2-horn type design. But that is not my current bass. The current bass that I'm playing in, by the way, I play bass in a band called Yellow Brick Road, which is a Elton John tribute band. We tour all over the place, all over the eastern seaboard, the United States, sometimes going out west, maybe to Great Britain one of these days, so that'd be really great. However, it was a Great Britain luthier that I got in touch with for my next bass, which was also headless. And that little puppy is this one. Now this is a Status graphite made famous by lots of people, but Mark King plays a Status graphite. And you'll notice that Mark Kavanagh and Mark King are the same initials. I think that's important. It is a headless bass. This one is indeed all one solid piece of graphite. It has sustain enough to get me from here to eternity. This one is fretted, playing a little bit more rock and roll, a little bit more slap kind of things. Beautiful sounding bass, probably very similar to the sound that's coming out of the original L2. These are great basses, people. They don't suck. Now, I, however, have an offer for Ian. I think we both live in the United States, which is great. And I showed you this bass, the 5-string Next A bass. Now, I have always wanted an L2 bass. And I know they're probably worth more than the $2,500 I paid for this thing. But I will give you this bass in exchange for the L2 Steinberger that you have. So if you want to have this little puppy, brand new, this is brand new, never been played in a gig, you can just reach out to me and I'm a member at SBL, and I'll gladly trade you that bass. I'm not using it, no intent on using it right now, just decorating my wall. So that's my response, you guys. These things are beautiful, particularly because I'm a small guy. When I have, let's say, a precision bass sitting on me, it looks like I'm carrying around an upright. I'm only like 5'4", so these things look a lot better on me. So when it comes to looking good, the headless basses are just the way to go. So there you go. I guess we can just agree to disagree. So I look forward to your next videos, and take care.